slap it and I slap it like a cricket. And you know me not go lick it.
Oh, stop it, that's ridiculous.
Yo, people, welcome back to The Fix. It's your boy Nar here with Ari, and we have an accurate individual in the building. But before we get to that, we have to say big ups to our sponsors, Ethiopia Life Herbals, where cannabis and culture combine for one of a kind experience. You can visit them at 10A West Kings House Road, just across from the Canadian Embassy. Also, you can follow them on Instagram at Ethiopia Life or visit their webpage at ethiopialife.com for the latest info on strains and merch. This video is also brought to you by Pure 24, pure natural supplements designed to enhance the body and mind. They make supplements affordable, effective, and easy to use. You can visit their website at pure24store.com. Their products ship all across the world. I don't know, so you can use that promo code THEFIX to get 50% off all purchases. That promo code THEFIX to get 50% off all purchases. We also have a big up Rich Cuts Barbers for the richest of cuts. Cha-ching! You can hit up Rich Cuts Barbers located at 9 Branstraff Square. You don't know, so you can follow the boy Steve at the surgeon _ on Instagram right there. Alright, people, I say we have a accurate, immaculate individual in the building.
Correction. The accurate.
Oh, yo.
Immaculate.
The man is already commanding extra respect for them name. I don't know if I true because
It's
him grabbing them head. I don't know. Him hype no, yeah.
There's only one.
See, the friend of the show now, people. Kabaka Pyramid in the building.
Yeah, and congratulations,
Congrats.
of course, first
Good
and
time.
foremost.
Hold on, let me see if we can get some
Yes.
stadium applause. Hold on there.
You're taking
Wait there, why am I
forever.
take forever?
Oh my
No.
God.
Oh, God. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Big up.
Yeah.
We truly feel glad for you. You know what I mean? It's a great moment even for we, because it's we've been as to the talent. Even the last album, I thought
Contraband,
warranted
yeah.
a Grammy nomination.
good
I
times.
think we did see it after, and I said, "What go on? I could never submit in time." And thing, but it looked like everything well sorted
Everything
out this
mats
time,
up.
man.
Everything mats up that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, it's 15 songs. And from start to finish, it was like truly reggae. You think it was Red, Green and Gold, a lyric that you said, you hear foreign calling, so them not getting a good music. And I felt like that's what the calling is. I feel like that was what the name, why you name it so. Like you answered the call.
100%. Yeah, I think there's always a necessity, especially in these times, where we know, say, a certain kind of frequency that dominate the airwaves. You know, it's like you have to have ones like we will step up and, bring a fresh air and a fresh energy to the music scene. And reggae music around the world is a necessity. You know what I mean? People need it, people love it. People full up the shows and feet, and there's a established history of reggae music. And when the youth them stop the reggae music, then we have a problem. And then other people go take it up and start to fill our spaces. And then we complain about why them fill our space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely get the call for do it, and big up to Gangzilla. You know what I mean? The general.
I mean, no, he's like freaking collaborator because he was executive producer of the last one, and he
for sure.
Did the role again, filled the role on this one. What was it like working with him for this project specifically? Like, was it more of a collaborative process, saying like, hey, this is the sound that we wanted, this is what we wanted to do? Or
Yeah, definitely. So when we first, link up, we talked about doing 2 albums. You know what I mean? That was always the idea. And the first one, I had a bunch of songs that, we felt were good songs and wanted to contribute to the album. And, different producers, including myself. And so Gang only produced 5 of those songs on Contraband. But this album now, I wanted to really, put Gang to the test certain way and say, I give Gang an album. Like when Sizzla go Bobby Digital and, you know what I mean? Them kind of vibe there. And you're just one producer. So he produced every song, you know what I mean, from scratch.
Full executive producer.
Full executive and, composition, everything.
okay.
So, it's a different vibe, but the same energy. Cause Contraband, everything was still mixed in the studio. We still work on the songs together. But this one now, a lot of the songs came out of conversations about what sound we want, what sound we're going for, what's needed right now. What Gang pre-in is him vibe as a producer too. That's one of the things I was, curious about as well in the beginning. And we know we wanted some live music, we wanted some buff reggae, some you know what I mean, and explore some different thing. Obviously, the hip hop side is always there. That's necessary for me. And I think we end up doing a very well-rounded album.
Yeah,
I think so too. But I gotta ask you, what was it that going into this album that you did pre for do differently?
Yeah.
Because me definitely hear that you step up again for the album. So what was I think that you say we definitely need for do differently on this one as opposed to the last one?
Well, a couple of things. I wanted the music to be more universal and not just for people like me.
Meaning,
I tend to write music for, you know, people like myself, like people who just love listen complex lyrics. And you know, it's not so much what the song is about, or you know, like the song I tell a story is just about the complexity of the lyrics. That's typically how I love to write music, and I love to listen to artists like that, like, you know, Cannabis and Big Pun and them man there over the years, where it's just Black Thought, where it's just straight lyrics them man there give. But working with Gang now, him kind of take it to a next dimension where he's just as great as a lyricist, but his music is so potent because I'm going on a topic and make sure the point is coming across, like, and people of all different cross section can understand it. So, you know, writing songs with Gang now is like it bring out that side of me more, where I feel like people can more relate to everything me I say.
And I feel like because you obviously rap is a major influence for you, but the songs, the songs, each song, it felt like you were really the topic, as you said. I pick up that because even the Addiction, Rastaman, Red, Green and Gold, like it was focused on even the title, like you get from the title what you mean, you know. So I guess that was one of the things that you pick up and say you wanted to do differently.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, working with a producer, you know, is like you're working with their ear as well. So, you know, we'll have different rhythms where Gang make, where we're vibing at the studio. Sometimes we'll go home and come up with an idea. And it depends on the topic too. You know, because if him feel like it's an interesting topic or something not cliche, like Gang don't want the nothing cliche. That is one thing with him. Everything must be unique in some way. Whether it's the topic or the bass line in the rhythm or the guitar phrase, it have to have something signature about it. And that's one thing when we learn from him, because it's easy for just make a one rhythm will sound like 100 other rhythm and sing the same type of topic when everybody else sing. But him is against that, in my opinion. You know,
I mean, I was wondering too, like the Contraband too. I felt like it sounded, the beginning of it felt classical. There was some classical
yeah, man.
Like an opera. I was trying to pick it up.
It kind of have like a Spanish guitar flavor in the beginning too. And that was an interesting song because we originally did that song when I was working on the Immaculate mixtape, because we did start work on the album from 2020. It was basically like a pandemic or a plandemic album. You know what I mean? So we in studio them time there, but I ended up doing a version of that song, you know, when I talk about foot hype and all of them kind of thing. I release it on the mixtape because so much things in that version was relevant at the time. So November 2020 we released that, but I always wanted that song for my album. You know, so what I ended up doing was just writing a whole different verse. Yeah, but with the same chorus, the same beat, everything. So that's where you hear me I talk about them thing, then we'll put it as a bonus track.
Okay, but I ask you, was there any leftover from Contraband first album?
There's some songs leftover, but nothing from Contraband never make this album in terms of leftover. Them songs still kind of just did it. You know what I mean? But you know, new energy and but definitely that was lingering from early 2020. Yeah, but a lot of the songs them was like 2021, even 1 and 2 was early this year. We just, you know, Red, Gold and Green, and some of them was, the Calling was finished up this year. You know,
I mean, I wanted to touch on to the sampling because again, another hip hop element, but you know, you link up with Buju, faded away. I said fade away.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the original. We just you know name it that so that there's no confusion with the titles when it come to publishing and all of them kind of things.
Because I was saying the collaborations like Tifa, Buju,
whole heap of collabs.
Yeah,
that was one thing where we talked about too, because you know, when I listen to some of like my favorite rapper, them like Common and some of these artists, you always hear a bag of singers on the chorus them and the rapper them kind of just do them thing.
Yeah.
Like I always saw that as a path for myself that I could do, you know what I mean? You don't know, we improve the vocals over the years and we can, you know, do a little sing J thing here and there. But it's nice when the vocalists them really set it. Like me couldn't sing Mary Jane like how Black might sing it. You know, me basically the right life is everything. But you know, Answele did it and Answele, when Answele take up the mic and we vibe it, he must sing it much nicer than me. So it's like, you know, Answele did on the song. You know, so it's that kind of vibe. I like when vocalists really do them thing.
Yeah, and it gives it elevates the song.
It elevates the song, for sure.
Cause I mean, Tifa, that the Mr. Rastaman is one of my favorite songs. I mean, favorite song on the album.
Cool, no, man.
So I just want to know, like, what the initial thought was always to have Tifa on it. How? So
that song came. The idea for that song came up when Tifa just visit the studio.
Okay.
You know, my message and say, "Oh, we're there in a studio tonight. If you are forward."
Which was Tough Gang?
No, we're there a gang studio in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, Tifa forward through and busy the dead, whole heap with the dead, and it was just a vibes tonight. And everybody kind of just end up left me and Tifa in the studio with that beat I play. And she come up with the first line, "Hey yo, Mr. Rastaman, if I give him," you know what I mean? And then we just write the whole thing from this up.
Wow.
You know, and it was just a vibe of voice it same night. Even when you hear Big It Up, a busy voice that.
Yeah, come batty right up, Big It Up. Okay.
You know, theme voice. Cause may I try DJ. And I say, nah, but now I get the bass in my voice. You know? So I say, yo, busy. You know, and them just do it one take.
I like that because even like, you know, music, it always seems like it's a vibe. And that's why you feel like magic is created. There's no expectancy or anything, just coming together off the minds to create some special.
Yeah, man, for sure. And Tifa is a bad artist. You know, Tifa special. So definitely was a joy for you know, give her back her energy and she give me her energy. Cause when that video they dropping up, I start see some different type of female start follow me and
yes.
You know what I mean?
Have some questions for asking Have some questions for asking.
Because the song, and that's it, like the song itself seems so
can we figure that out go on
special and romantic too, you know, like and it feel nice because you really don't get that from you know.
And you know it's funny because to me the more romantic song is Safe Right Here for me.
Yeah.
Like I see Mr. Rastaman as a fun song, a playful song. You know what I mean? And it kind of have that energy and I think them things they're refreshing as well. We see some real man and woman relations where wholesome.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, whenever take it to a slack level, you know, metaphors there.
Oh, you have them type of song there all the time.
Yeah.
I was saying to you before, like sometimes I forget, like, oh, you can write a sex song without actually saying the word sex. Yeah.
For sure. You know what I mean?
All that sexually charged.
Yeah.
You know, have to do it in a way where you don't want your little daughter to listen to it.
Yeah. And when she gets older, she can say, oh, that's what you mean by the eggplant. Oh.
Yeah, like how gone, you know, like first of all, you're single, Kabaka? Like, you're single? Like, I'm going to just ask that first before we get on to the next question.
Single.
Yeah.
More like plural.
We're the semantics.
Technically, yeah.
Semantics.
Technically, yeah. You know what I mean? Single,
okay, all right. So, let me ask you this now. So, ever feel any pressure as a Rasta man, like since you turn Rasta? You know, since you start growing, I didn't think when you like hook up with a woman, like
I mean, in terms of
you had the Rasta power them and lightning and thunder. Lava, like I always wonder that, like if you don't have any extra expectation upon them, because like when woman hook up with Rasta and that they make expectation, I tell you, this is what I hear out there.
What balling now them pressure?
No, they must sing up on the song and people too.
No. I think from here deliver. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about that. You know? So that's something we be worried about.
No extra pressure. All right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we just have to put you to work. I would know say you know what I mean? Me is a man where me not eat no animal for nothing from an animal for 20 years. You know, so I know.
Still can't believe
You know what I
it.
mean? Here we go again. Here we go again. If I preach to boy eat. Oh, God, all right.
No. Certain thing we never eat from a barn.
Yeah.
Till, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would
All right.
never.
Yeah, I get you there.
Yeah,
There was a risky line here, so there was a risky, interaction in the song too. Actually, I said, what you mean? Stop talking about that. Like I don't think
You know, say, I'm there one day people are going to free that.
Oh, you mean? I pre that.
Nobody else ever said that to me, you know.
Yeah, man, I pre it, man. Yeah,
No, but no. You know, say, I couldn't that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? No, I up on the straight and narrow, brother.
She jump in this, I like chat question where you ask me. I say, wait, the tiff of mine.
She has said that's ridiculous for even to think of that.
Okay. Think like she had tried to allude, say it's ridiculous that you wouldn't do them things then.
Yeah, you know, I could see somebody thinking that, but nah, you don't know Rasta not deal with certain
Which is right.
Typically Jamaican not deal with certain thing, but I don't know where's the world I know. I feel like
all these
you know what I mean?
things.
We're going straight. So
I feel like I'm out of this conversation.
no comment.
Join in,
No
man.
comment.
Yeah, join in.
But I'm on a different path.
Here you are.
Jaja.
Jeez. Clarify that. We don't want people misconceive what you say.
Different path.
You know what I mean? Different path.
different
You're not
path.
on the straight and
Yeah,
narrow.
upon the
No,
the
man,
green,
a different path.
the green and yellow and red path. No?
Different path.
No. All right.
Different
All
path.
right.
Alright.
I give you a chance to clarify. You don't want to clarify. All right.
To each his own, to each her own, you know.
Indeed,
So.
A joke.
Ah, boy. No, you want to come jack
Yeah,
that.
backtrack here.
You see me?
You don't know what they
All right, let's move on. I wanted, you said you did an interview with the Observer, and let me bring it up because I found it very.
You know, so I don't like read about my interviews.
Why?
Because them always misquote me and like them
Really?
just put
Yeah.
certain things. Not Observer
Yeah.
cool. Like me not, bash any particular outlet, but you don't know, them looking headlines and them looking things that will
True.
catch people eyes. So sometimes I just no bother.
That's true.
You know, but what them
You
a say
find out
another
more
one
for
there?
be with written, like versus video.
Yeah, I find so.
Oh,
You
God.
know, I find so.
I think most people don't read, so it's like if them can always get something salacious
Some
to
short
bring
and
people.
spicy.
Yeah. No. So you said the fact me never really bond with a whole heap of natural musical talent or a musical form or anything like that. It's just work we put in and figure out this thing. And I found it. I don't know why it jumped out at me because it felt like you're saying that you had to put in 10 times work because you think that you weren't naturally gifted with like musical talent. That's what you're saying.
100%.
Because most people, which that's why I say I find it weird. Because most people who got into the industry, they knew instantaneously, instinctively that they were going to be. So it's like how you end up on the path.
Let me tell you, I always, from my youth, I always wanted to be the center of attention. Like I have my moment them where me is an introvert too, where I kind of just want to lock off. But like them man, I can tell you when me in a high school, you know, we always around the most joke and you know what I mean? Like all of them kind of thing. Like we'll make joke in front of the whole assembly in a school and all of them kind of things. So it was always that kind of vibe. But like musically, you know, when me just rust up and me just say I want to be an artist, me they want to sound like Sizzler. But I couldn't sing for save my life. Half key, no voice control.
Especially when you
nothing.
got a falsetto thing.
No, I couldn't even try that. I never ever got there so.
Yeah.
But you know, even just timing, when I listen back my old song, them I'm listen to timing and how me a flow, and me I say, Jano, it's like a that you that do. You know, but it's just over the years, like I've been recording myself and doing music for 20 years. You know, most people know me from, you know, probably Me Alright, No Capitalist. Some know from Rebel Music. But that was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So before that, it's just try where I try and try figure out this thing. Me and Abby and Dwayne and my bridging them from high school and we're bridging them from Hope Pastures and Mona and them side there. We just have a home studio and we just do beer madness all day long. You know what I mean? And we just a record and hip hop and dancehall and reggae. And we just try to figure it out to the point where I felt more comfortable and I feel like I can express myself as a reggae artist. And that was Rebel Music time. And then even when I listen back, I sang them from them time, I'm like, yo, grow a whole heap from them time there.
Yeah.
You know, like the blueprint was there in terms of the sound and the style and the hip hop reggae vibe.
Yeah.
But just how I'm delivering the music now is like, even these last how much odd years with Gang now, I feel like it's just a different level me reach on as an artist now, and me really flourishing now.
Yeah, but I got
You know?
like how much you felt Gang played in helping you to hone that style and hone the craft.
Yeah, definitely. Like watching Gang inspire me because it's almost like I see where I want to be. So when he's in studio and I'm watching him even just recording, him will do like, Gang will still do like songs one take. You know what I mean? Not every song, you know, but him have certain song where, like when him a work on him album, him will all just shot 4 takes of a song and just listen them. You know, him can do that. Him have the vocal control for do them thing. Them thing they inspire me. You know, but how Gang really helped me, you know, more directly is with the songwriting.
Okay.
You know, in terms of like, if me write a verse and him say that one line there, then, you know, and then we match so we can change it together, and, you know, them
I definitely felt like the songwriting was sharp upon
for sure. And, you know, definitely him help with that. But when me have voice, in terms of, Imola left the studio and just left me with the engineer. Because I know, say, me I hear everything, you know, when he for change or when he for fix or whatever. So him comfortable when it come to that, him will, you know. And then if anything, when the song go, he might say, yo, tweak a one little thing or whatever. But you know, just as an artist, because that's one thing with artists nowadays. You know, it's so easy to just, you can spend how much ever add hours upon a song and fix every line and melody and this and that. But back in the day when you have tape and them something there, you have a skill. You have a bad. You have to have delivery.
They don't have much
work
around.
You don't know wiggle room. Careful. You know what I mean?
No.
So, you know, you have to reel it. So that's why I'm a big up the artists them from the 90s and the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, them is real artists.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of do this thing and we do it. You know what I mean? But them man, they are the real artists.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Cause I don't know why it just stood out to me that you're saying that it's almost like you said you had to work 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Because most people usually have an innate gift where them can sing or you know them probably can write rhythm good, whatever. So it just felt like that was it. You see where your development coming into this and you feel like you don't have imposter syndrome or no, you feel like you've worked to be where you are now.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like, you know, I feel like an artist. I feel in terms of real art. You know, I feel like I can write a song and it's a piece of art. And that's a good feeling. But I kind of more come from like mentally, my background is more like technical, like maths, physics, them kind of thing there. You know, them thing them excelling in school, TD and them thing there. So I'm a more technical person. That's why when it come to engineering and all of them thing that, you know, me learn them thing that quick.
Okay.
And we could have do that myself. You know, me study certain thing and buy our own microphone them and set up our own studio. And I have to big up my brother, because my brother was really the one where they get the vision first and build the home studio and thing.
So he wanted to be an artist, or
well,
him
no,
did
him
just
always
help
wanted
you?
to be the producer and the boss.
Okay.
He did always want to boss around, but you know, it's like, you know, me and him not too deal still, but you don't know, me still have to big him up and give him props.
Why
for
you
that.
and your brother not deal?
It's a long story, but it's a long story. I don't want to get into that. But me still have to show respect, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, him did really get the vision first. And them time me was just a joke round. Like when I write lyrics, man, my brethren named Odin in a school, we usually just write lyrics like we want to be like Big Pun was the artist.
Yeah.
And Eminem. So we just write lyrics in a class and them thing there. Like some, you know, rapping style thing. And, you know, like it was never something when we took like super serious. But we did start a sound. So now, when we have a sound, time bomb sound, and we play out at the party them, and we keep our own party them and thing. And me used to dip on the computer and like put the dancehall acapella them over the hip hop beat them. So me I use like, you know, cool edit, and we had build remix with 2 track. You know, 1 mono track for the beat and 1 track for the vocal, and I calculate the timing of the beat with the timing of the vocal and do an equation and then now it ride from the rhythm.
Math.
I saw where I deal with it, you know.
From
You know what I
them
mean?
time,
Like,
Right?
was
they build remix in
origins
3
are
minutes.
the accurate, immaculate.
Yeah, man. Accurate and immaculate. So that's just the type of person I am. You know, when we go to school, you know, is electronics and computer tech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I may have...
Oh, that's why you did the... Then we have that for CSEC at the time, or?
No, it was... Me they get an associate degree from DeVry University. Yeah.
Oh, you
So,
go foreign?
Yeah, me go Ireland, I go do some schooling and thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's definitely surprising to, especially like, we see a freestyle with like, Holy Pot time.
But you with days
You see me, and if you see how effortless you deal with it.
straight.
You see me? People even know say Holy Power going at them thing because
Yeah,
them see how effortless it forward to you.
Yeah,
You see
man.
me?
Me as a man, me learn by trial and error.
You feel any sort of validation from this Grammy nomination? Because I feel like you are one of them artists that was sort of slept on. I know say you have your fan
Yeah,
base
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're all over the world, but I feel like you forget a lot more recognition. You feel like this is
tell you.
a sort of validation.
I feel like I feel the validation from everybody else for the nomination. And that's a reality for me. That's something that matters to me. You know what I mean? It don't necessarily validate myself as an artist or what I felt the album was. But it's good to know that you know what I mean, the recognition is there from the academy, from the voting population. You know, and these are peers that's voting.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot that goes into it, but at the end of the day, people who are registered Grammy members are in the music industry somehow. You know what I mean? So, yeah, big up to everybody who vote for the thing, who believe in the thing. Big up to everybody who has been supporting me over the years. And how I look on it, I feel like, for the most part, everybody respect Kabaka.
Yeah.
But I might not be the most exciting artist or the most controversial or the artist where I give you a whole heap of things to talk about. And maybe enough of my lyrics fly over the average person's head too. So
And
maybe
these are
that-
all things that you DJ about and you
exactly.
sing about.
Yeah, we're well conscious of it. Cause you know what I mean? As I said, he's a brain person. So I watch me, I observe everything. You know, but it is what it is. And me not gonna necessarily change what me I do for try get that accolade there. What we can do is do it on a higher level. And that's what Gang help with and Ghetto Youths and my team over the years. And you know what I mean? It's just making the most of what I feel my purpose is.
And I mean, speaking of validation, there's, you know, whether it's awards and album sales, do you
Yeah.
also look at album sales and think
These are
that?
numbers, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill them, man, with text about all of the numbers them by every platform. You know what I mean? And Gang is a numbers, man. So me and Gang, you know what I mean? Always a text and say, yo, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I love observe them thing there because
I mean, dancehall reggae don't have like the astronomical numbers like other genres. You see afrobeats now
Exactly.
like surpassing numbers wise dancehall and reggae. Like, what are your thoughts on that? And you think there's anything that the genre and players in the genre can do differently to boost the sales?
that how much time we have?
We have a
Can-
lot.
That conversation I can go. All right, first of all, I don't know if technically Afrobeats has surpassed us numbers wise as yet, but they're on the trajectory too, I would say. And I think them business model is more engineered for continuous growth. I think we end up hurting ourselves sometimes because of our tremendous creativity. And we always want to do something different. We always want to recreate the sound. We always want to come with a new vibe. And we forget about stuff that has been effective for us. If you are like a deep Afrobeats fan, you could notice some evolution over the last few years.
Yeah.
But to me, them doing the same thing consistently. You know what I mean? And there's a
certain
consistent
level.
sound.
The groove, yeah.
There's a
it's the
consistent
same.
groove, a consistent sound,
To
a
the core of
consistent
it.
quality, a consistent melodic structure. You know, whereas if you listen dancehall now, and you listen dancehall even 3 years ago, it's different. Cause what them chopper youth are doing different from what the six them did I do. Different from what who was a big thing before that.
think it's alkaline.
Alkaline them, and then you can go popcorn. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's still different sounds, different vibe, different frequency. Where when you don't do the same thing for a certain amount of time, it's like it don't get to expand so much in the world space. You know, and I feel like the world knows us for, you know, classical reggae, but classical reggae is not so much something where everybody can dance to. It's
Right.
not club music.
Right.
So what is universal for us as club music,
It's
in my
dancehall.
opinion, is 90s dancehall. You know what I mean? Poop, poop, poop,
Boop, bop,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? That's something there. That is what we
Boop, boop, the boop, boop.
As-
Boop, bop, ever.
who did I say it where they when
Easy.
Easy did I say it?
Yeah.
Exactly, the book thing. You know what I mean? And I watched the interview or the clip on the post and was total agreement. You know what I mean? And these are things where we always are say. And I feel like because we always moving on to the next thing, it's like every once in a while a one artist will catch half of it, you know, like you see Skilly Bang are doing thing now. You can't knock what him a do.
No.
Maybe the content, me personally, is not a fan of the content, but at the end of the day, him I represent Jamaica, and there's something about him and his team that them doing it correctly. And we have to big
It's
up
clear
that.
to see, yeah.
Because it's not every day you have an artist with a good team that can navigate this thing effectively.
True.
And that is a major issue in the business. And I feel like the music went from being producer/label oriented, where you have your producers, you have your VPs, you have all of these things, to is artist oriented now. The artists, them are control their own destiny. And a lot of the artists, them are not business minded. You know what I mean? So you have a few, like myself, even though my team do most of the stuff for me, but you know what I mean, me integrally involved at the same time.
Yeah.
You have a man like Protege, he's a business minded person. But it's not every artist is like that. You know, but when artists feel that ego thing now, them want to control them thing, they must switch manager every year. You know what I mean? All in 1 year, you have 2 different managers and all of them kind of thing.
Or you don't have any.
You don't have any. You know what I mean? You don't get to see that consistency of growth. You know, and I feel like I forget more serious when it comes to the business side of the thing. But creatively, I think we have to be more consistent. And at least when artists are doing them projects, don't just do the now thing alone. Tap into some of the other expressions of our culture so that you have a little bit more access to the touring market out there. Because the nowadays, as Izzy did I say, you play it in the club, the people them don't know for dance to it. It not gonna work. So that means the little clubs them in the small cities here and there, where when we go up on tour, it's them cities that full up with tour, and you know what I mean? We get sold out shows in these places. When you're doing certain type of music, you cut yourself off of that.
Yeah.
You just strictly deal with the diaspora market then. You know, up and down the East Coast, US, England, Toronto, that's it.
I think you make a tweet like earlier in the year where they refer to this very same thing we want to talk about. They did say I want to see more mainstream success for Jamaican artists, international success.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the subject matter in the music are all the way back.
I feel so. I feel so for sure. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like,
I said more the creators in the music need to start thinking as an industry and make decisions that benefit the whole genre.
100%. It's the hardest thing to do. The fact is, Jamaica is a special island. And because of that, everybody feels special as an individual. You know, and it's hard to unify when that is the case. You know, they will tell you that, you know, when they were bringing Africans from Africa to the Caribbean, they took the most
Unruly.
rebellious ones and brought them to Jamaica. You know, so we have that unruliness, big up Popcorn, we have the unruliness there in a way. You know what I mean? And it allows us to excel, you know, in sports, in creativity, all of these things. But it hurts because we're very individualistic. We only think about, like, trust me, the amount of conversations I have with people where them will just go off and talk about themselves for 30 minutes.
Cha-cha.
Non-stop. And
A monologue.
Yeah, people will
Usually
say,
artists.
I mean, artists are, anybody, don't have to be artists. Sometimes you go a show and people come backstage and they might tell you, say, yo, and me first play a song, you know.
I
do this.
say it all the time.
I mean,
The amount of people bust.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do
Them
it.
never give a chance to say anything to
Sure,
for my
sure.
time, you know.
Thanks for coming.
Yo, it's just a me
Yeah.
culture. Yes, sir. And that are the biggest thing we hold we back. And people feel like Jamaica have a big population. But it's not a big population.
Who thinks that?
You know what I mean? Like, because if you only focus on Jamaica, you
Yeah.
must feel like say Jamaica is this big place.
Based on the impact we have globally.
Yeah, that is it now. But the way to maximize that impact
Exactly.
is being strategic.
Yeah.
And planning out your thing.
Yeah.
And dealing with long term over short term.
Yeah.
But everything is about hype now, and hype is the currency. You know what I mean? And instant gratification and all of them things. What is a hot topic?
Yeah.
I just that way I deal with.
Yes, your album say it.
Yeah. But how is it sustainable? You know?
Because some of them would argue, you know, like, we not do nothing different from what them I do over. So, but the thing is, I think you touched on it too earlier in the year when you there say, they will accept it from their own, the
Yes.
foreign gatekeeper them, but not necessarily from us.
100%.
And I mean, they want what they know us for. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And yeah, that's a crucial point. You know, and that is why, you know, even me as a young youth, being able to rap and rap very well, in my opinion, it never made no sense to pursue it because I'm a Jamaican at the end of the day. So them don't want to hear me rapping.
And Jamaicans don't want to hear you
Yeah,
rapping.
Jamaican definitely don't want to hear
What
that.
is that?
You know what I mean?
I always feel like rappers here just in a weird space.
It's a weird space.
Weird.
I'ma
Because you
feel
have
it
some
from-
talented one out there and it was just,
Man,
they're
them
just in a
bad.
weird space.
You know what I mean? Yeah, big up to 5 Steez, TSD, Instinct. All Instinct, some of the sickest producer them I know. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just, well, I don't know, but it's talent and the youth them talented. But
Yeah.
you know, we have to understand. The thing is, music is about psychology. I think Cartel mastered the psychology of the Jamaican people.
Facts.
And that's why he has been able to excel for so many years. When you understand how people think, then you understand how to navigate yourself and how to make an impact. You know what I mean? And if you're doing things and always I try to go against the grain, it's almost like you're making an excuse for yourself because you don't understand people. You know? But you make it seem like everybody not no sense, or it's cool to just be the underground thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Indie.
Figure out a way, that indie mindset.
Yeah.
Figure out a way where you can penetrate the minds of the people. You know? And that is something I always had to do. Like, and you know, I may not be the best at it, but you know what I mean, it's something where me I focus on. And it will improve every year. You know,
And
because
getting the tapping into the mind of people.
yeah, for sure. And you know, it's Chronix I was reasoning with one time, and him say there's a certain language where the people speak, and if you can decode that language as an artist, then you'll be able to translate your music. And to me, you know, I always felt like not growing up poor in Jamaica, or not necessarily poor, but you don't know.
Middle class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you call it middle class then. Like not going through certain type of struggle and sufferation and them thing that.
Yeah.
It's like it develop a mindset, and that mindset at the end of the day, it will be very different to a large percent of Jamaica. You know what I mean? And being able to navigate that and appeal to an audience where, you know what I mean? It's a challenging thing.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
To connect with them.
It's a challenging thing, yeah, for sure. And then worse, as a Rasta youth too, where you know say Rasta get a hard fight in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And typically you will find like Rasta still connect with Jamaica because we still sing about poverty, still sing about sufferation, but Rasta is the ones kind of leading that charge. So it's like when you're not coming from a personal place with that, and you is a Rasta, it's a weird space to be in.
Because like I said, but wait, what about us?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, what you guys are known for initially, yeah. But
Yeah.
I guess it's evolved.
But what I always feel like you see, and this goes outside of the music. If everybody don't start to care, and this is, middle class, upper class, everybody, if everybody don't care about the situation in Jamaica, nothing going to change.
Yeah.
If only people in poverty care about people in poverty, nothing going to change. You know what I mean? If the government don't care about people in poverty, nothing going to change.
And the funny thing is, I would have talked to Senator Damian about this just this week. Sometimes the people in poverty don't really care enough about themselves.
For sure.
Because all them know is them environment, and them don't even know about things outside of them circle.
Them community.
And them bubble.
Yeah.
So it's like them can't even open up their mind to certain things.
And that's the thing, nothing is wrong with that, because when you pre the Jews, them stay within them community.
Man, we don't want to get cancelled. We don't want to get cancelled.
No.
We cancel that word.
No, but I'm talking about them in a positive light.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
See?
Come here, we can't that word.
Right? I'm afraid.
No, it's a real thing though, because this whole, the whole Kyrie situation, it got me doing some research, and you know what I mean? I always find it interesting, and I feel like there's a lot we can benefit from, all cultures around the planet. You know what I mean? But so them have a thing where them will have, I think it's 5 jars, right? And when them reach a certain age, them will give them $10 and tell them, how to distribute the $10 within the jars. So you have one for saving, one for investment, one for tithe or
Tithe,
yeah. One for, I forget what the other one, and then 6 for spending, like regular needs and expenses. So from them is 2-3 years old, them start do that ritual there. You know what I mean? So you learn how to apportion money from your very small. It's like them whole culture and them whole spirituality and religion is like a financial thing.
Yeah.
It's made to create sustainability within them community.
Yeah.
Them think about issues as a community.
Yeah.
If somebody in a bad situation, everybody pool resources together. If them business go bankrupt, them buy out the business and give them back.
Yeah.
And give them back a next start. You know what I mean? And yeah, if you try go certain place and try buy a house in a them community, them come together and give cash.
Say no.
Because they want to feed them community. That's not something I personally agree with still. But at the end of the day, it shows you them camaraderie on a level.
And you get them thinking.
It's a community mindset. Them not thinking about themselves as individuals. It's not an egotistic
But the thing is, what I realize with them, because it's the same thing. I think it's just their suffering, the suffering that they went through as a nation. And one of the things what they say is never forget.
Yeah,
that's sure. About the Holocaust, so that everybody know it as soon as kids can talk. We don't forget, suffering. but the thing is, many people kind of downplay our suffering. If you talk about slavery, that's many years ago. Forget over that.
And the Willie Lynch in us wants us to move past it. I'm past that.
And there's always notable black figures in America, really, who always want to make it seem as if we black people have gotten over the worst. Like there can't be racist because I'm rich.
Them well paid to do that.
Exactly.
You know
so I think, but in America, in the Jewish community, very specifically, they say they never forget, and I feel like that is one of the reasons why they come together, the community in them, the communal spirit of like, they know the suffering, they share the suffering, and they know that it can go back at any time, so we have to work together. And I think that's the reason why they're so powerful.
And I feel that is a mindset that we could observe in Jamaica. I feel every ghetto community could like really unify and even invest in each other's business. If somebody have a barber shop, the whole community invest in it.
Yeah.
I feel like communities can benefit from pooling funds together.
No, you're right.
If say everybody in the community invested in other wholesale, and a Chinese person don't need to come in the community to do it, because we put all the money together for make this. Everybody are gonna want to support it.
Yeah. And then you talk about the China people, them they're the perfect example of communal spirit. And I think that is it. In the West, there is an individualistic culture, while in Eastern Asian countries, they focus on family and community.
In the West, especially amongst black people.
Well, black people learn
race-
it from white people, essentially.
Yeah, but there's still ways in which whites connect.
Yes,
it still can seem individualistic on the surface, but them connect on different levels.
You're right.
You know what I mean? But we have a poverty mindset, and that mindset, even when you get rich, you can still have a poverty mindset, and you don't want to share your wealth.
Yeah.
You don't want to share your resources with each other.
Because somebody attacked mine.
Yeah, when Clubhouse it just start.
That's the thing on the phone, right?
Yeah, me they're addicted to it for like a week.
Yeah, me too.
On it, like beer conversation about.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna go in some of the chat rooms with like, some of tech chat rooms. I'm big into the crypto thing. I'm still kind of, but crypto kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do all right. That flame out now, yeah.
You know what I mean? But them, I go in some of these forums and it's like, man, I hear them white people are like spilling the goods. It's like them I tell you everything.
Wow.
And them just open with knowledge.
Wow.
I mean, I say like, when you hear somebody do that, like, I don't even know what some of my artist friends them I do, like business-wise.
I swear.
And them think that. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just this big secret, like, we have to keep everything together. We have to keep, how much we are earn, because tax man, you know what I mean? It's like, while in other countries, like, all of them think there's public knowledge. You know, how you navigate getting on playlists and all of them things, that's public knowledge. Like, people ready to share that info.
Yeah.
But in a Jamaica, no, black people.
Cleave to a chest.
You know what I mean? It's like you getting that I got take away from what I can earn.
Like man, I eat food at prison.
Yeah, man. It's a prison mindset.
Yeah.
And that's what the poverty consciousness create. But I forget over it. And I feel like the more success, the more evidence of success, and the more, the more people, put them success out there, and we can see examples to follow.
And I mean, it ties back into the original question I asked you about the sales, the album sales, like how can, like if it matters to you, and like how can we improve? And I think that's one of the ways that we can improve. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the album sales thing, I think, all right, first of all, Jamaica, we need to forget, we can't use bad word on
of
this.
course.
We need to forget we shit together. You know what I mean? When it come to that, like we need to forget what iTunes sorted out. We need to forget them things that so people can buy music. You don't know, the culture is shifting, but you don't know in certain communities, certain communities and certain thing, the whole credit card thing is not really a thing, debit card. Eventually it will get there, because I feel like, you don't know, them things, there's just progress. But we want to get to the point, because we see where the music is now. It's not about so much physical sales now, even though that's still an aspect, vinyl and them things still doing good and certain things. But we have to get and that's the thing. I feel like there has to be genuine interest in seeing people benefit from these things. And if you're not genuinely interested in that, you're not going to push for it. You're not going to push for change the culture of Jamaica into, debit card and credit card. There's ways to do it, But if you're not truly focused on that, it's just like Digicel them and them probably benefit more from people buying credit.
Yeah.
Because you can tax each little transaction and them thing them more than people. So them not trying to push for people to get postpaid, because it not make no sense. Them can target ads in a certain place where I hit certain demographic. Yeah. But there's not a collective consciousness to say this actually saves you more money. We need people to be thinking like this. And that's just one example. You know what I mean? We can look on that within the music industry as well. And say the artists then will benefit more if people able to buy them own music.
Yeah.
Now, how can we think of ways where we can shift the culture towards people being able to buy them things there? There's certain things, as we say, on the iTunes side, the technical side, where we need to get sorted out. That is like a government thing where Jamaica need to sort out. I don't know where it reaching at the status of it now, but it's still not figure out yet. You know what I mean? But then it goes to changing the culture in the island as well. And if, you know, if we really want artists to benefit from that, then this is ways where we can, you know, alleviate poverty. You know, and I feel like the creative industries, we have to focus on that. Like tourism, really. You know what I mean? Like Jamaica, come on, man. What Jamaica is known for? Reggae, Rasta, track and field. That's what we're known for, you know?
Pretty much,
yeah.
You know, even right now, with
But that's a like, and then that can turn to tourism product, the tourism product. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, just angling it towards tourism alone. How much ghetto youth benefiting from tourism in a Kingston, other than Ochi, Mobe, Ray? How much? Not necessarily any. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. But the creative industries are there. There's multiple avenues where if there was a concentration on that within the education system, validating occupations within the creative industries, making it appealing to be a manager, to be an engineer, to be a... May I ask some of them if there's certain class at Edna for certain thing like engineering and certain other thing. And the man never said that, not even did they?
Really?
You know, there's certain aspects of the business, even for musicians to know how to conduct themselves business-wise and get them publishing and stuff registered and them thing there. Enough of them thing they're not even being taught. To me, that should be in every high school. Because look how much talent we have creatively. Or at least the avenue should be there where if you want to choose this class, you can go learn that. You don't have to be
at least in every music class, them the thing that should be taught.
Basic fundamentals.
Definitely. And it should not be a thing where it's almost like, you know, like you have art class, like art. When me I go school, I think first to third form, we did the art, or first and second form?
First to third.
First to third form with the art. First, second form with the music. After second form, you do have half of the music. Now, I'm saying not everybody is a musician, but like teaching a recorder.
Yeah, that's what we had to buy.
Like, come on, which recorder play upon what?
And do re mi fa.
You have some bad song where recently we have some bad recorder playing.
You them have some different brain, I know. But we are talk traditionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, the stigma is that you do music, you do anything creative, graphic design, you have to have something to fall back on. You know, that's what parents think. I don't know if that, hopefully that is changing now.
No.
But, you know what I mean? And I feel these are things where these have to be national initiatives set down by the leaders of the island.
Well, the Prime Minister is saying that he wants to build a STEAM school that would focus on science, technology, education, engineer, arts, and
music,
math.
STEAM,
yeah.
Oh, so okay.
But arts, so the focus specifically on arts. That's an initiative. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why it says STEAM.
STEAM. Yeah, man. We love
because it usually STEM. I feel that sounds so sarcastic.
But all right. But here the next issue I have now.
Yeah.
See? So this Prime Minister decides say want to do that. What me if him get voted out next term?
That's the problem. That's the inconsistency with our thing. Yeah.
It's like the whole art. When you have a country that's trying to rise out of mass poverty, democracy don't work. It doesn't work. You understand?
Okay, let me stop because I'm saying I'm a little tyrant and an autocrat. So let me just stop. Okay.
Well, me no know what I am, but I know say within this system, if you change in how much years we take for change? 5?
Yeah, 5. Sometimes it's less, but 5.
Every 5 years, you having radical change to your system. Like how you gonna really get anything done? You think you can fix a country's problems
within 5?
We having problems from before independence. You gonna fix that in 5 years?
No.
With such a corrupt government too, where it's like every single crevice in it corrupt.
No.
You know, you need radical change, and you need somebody who's genuinely interested in the people and in the progress of the island, and not on getting contracts and giving out contracts to my friend them and all of them kind of things. You can't rise a country out of poverty and into the technological world, rise a country into the first world under that regime.
No.
Never work. If you look at all the other countries, them is some kind of
That's
radical
why China
leader.
is where it is, you know, because them have them something there.
Yeah, and Singapore and all
Yeah.
of these other countries. You can look at it. You know what I mean?
Singapore came to us. They learned, and when we gained independence, they came.
Exactly. From our ideas and political ideas and all of these things. But right now, the thing look dismal. Like, you know, I'm there Florida for the most part from where they. And every time somebody has sent me something about what going on in Jamaica, it just get more and more disturbing. You know what I mean? And it make you really wonder, like, anybody really care? Like, the government, even the people, like, do we really care what's happening right now?
We become so numb to it.
So numb to it.
Yeah.
It's like the
Social
darkness we
media.
are spread. You know, and we don't ever like to use dark in a negative connotation. They means things where them programming with too. But the negativity we're spreading, and it in the music too, that cannot be denied. You know what I mean? This is having an impact. You know, it's all around society. And then the thing them just get more and more disturbing too. It's like a drastic change needed. A drastic change.
I'm with you in a Kabaka. I'm with you.
We've been a call feet now.
I'm with you. Like, at some point,
For years.
like, we just need to become
Reset button.
an autocratic.
Reset button.
We need a good
collective-
tyrant.
we need
Is that an oxymoron?
Yeah, probably. I'm more along the lines of a collective conscious shift.
No, but you have to have people of a certain frequency of mind.
This is true. To even
So-
spark that change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't get there without raising the vibrational level of the people, and that we can't have the levels of poverty, the levels of ignorance, the levels of distraction going around in society, and hope to raise the consciousness. Because how people even go to choose a leader for themselves if we ourselves not no sense, and we are said dunce. Like, how is that going to work?
They're saying it ironically.
Yeah. So, yeah, man.
I'm trying
You
to
know,
defend the
word
Dunce
sound is
movement.
power. You know? So the word sound where you put out there, that's the frequency you're bringing around yourself, and that's the color that you're putting in your aura. So you have to be careful what you're saying and doing too.
True.
You know what I mean? The whole thing crazy to me.
We're in a
I
state.
never want to end pan a bleep. No, I don't want to ask you that because how popular trap dancehall has become, you ever feel for dip the toe in that? Not in regards to the content, of course, but in regards to the sound.
No, because I feel like the frequency I want to put out, that's not a conduit for that frequency.
Okay.
And I feel like artists who want to do quote unquote positive songs with them kind of vibe there, it gonna send mixed signals to people. You know, and especially with how that sound is defined now by the songs that are popular. You know, I
You
just
don't think that perhaps an individual like yourself could change the frequency?
no,
Perhaps
I
doing
don't think
different sort of content in conjunction with those sounds?
no, because it takes young talent to do that.
You're not young? That's what you say.
No, I'm not young. I'm not young. We are talk, all right, when coffee step out, you know, we look at Toast. Toast is not trap dancehall, but it's modern. It's not 90s. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what was happening in the world at the time.
Really
You know?
a fusion.
Yeah, for sure. But it take the place by storm because she's young and talented. You know, it takes that type of energy to appeal to the youth and really, really make a splash within that kind of vibe. Like for me, 37 years old right now, if I go try to do that, me have to go try to say some outlandish thing or some gimmicks thing or something where I go capture the people them attention. Because the people them attention is so hard for capture right now unless you do them thing there.
Yeah.
So it's like my thing is that's not my focus. My focus is not trying to capture them people their attention. My focus is to show them an example of where I can get success doing what I want to do. You know, I'm putting my frequency in music. And I feel that is within the international market. You know what I mean? And it's not about neglecting Jamaica, but there's nothing stopping Jamaica from playing the music where we doing. You know, and big up to the disc jocks them where I play the album and where I play Protege album and where I play, you know what I mean, reggae music with substance and, you know, music where, you know, positive message and, you know, if I have to be anything too deep and spiritual, you know, just music where your children can listen. You know what I mean? Because enough of them song, yeah, if me have you, me nah make them listen to them thing, yeah. You mad? It's not happening.
Really? You now make them listen fully Dunce?
There you go.
Dunce check.
There you go.
Back of the class, banana subject. Hey, that song never bad still.
And that is the thing. It's like, so everybody have different energies within them. Like when we go watch gun movie and violent movie and them things, it's because we have part of where, you know, we want to see them thing. So we want to hear them thing. But I just feel like if artists have sense and them have any level of intelligence, it's the intelligence in you that gives you the responsibility to or makes it that you should take responsibility for what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
If you're not in a sense and you said Dunce, I don't blame you. If you actually Dunce and you said Dunce, I don't blame you. But if you have sense and you know, say you are put out them vibes and it is having an impact, where you see the youth them actually take Mali in a school and all of them things they know. And you know, say, the word sound where you put in the music somehow is connected to that. To me, you have a responsibility. And you have to face that in the afterlife, I can tell you that much.
You're going to come back as a
conscious of it.
No for them youth, them, it like them a live for today and them not really necessarily care about afterlife.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, so them a come back as a fly that now go batter them. Them don't know, them don't
It's
care.
a huge problem. It's a huge problem.
Kabaka give thanks for passing through and
Yes.
congrats
Yeah,
yet
man.
again.
Yes.
Yo, I say it publicly. I mean, fuck what everybody think. We are root for you. Are you wow? Yeah?
Yeah, give thanks, man.
And
Give
when
thanks,
Sean
give
in
thanks.
front of me, I say the same thing to you.
Yo, Sean.
I'm between the two of us still around. Yeah. I don't want to now. We're good. We're good. You know what I mean?
When Sean sing, Woman I wanna bet, yeah, man, them sang there were anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I mean-
you're nominated alongside him. No
What?
trippy.
No, for sure. I'm a father. My father, they have a component set when I'm young.
Yeah.
And when we usually go over my house, because my mom is separate and thing, and we usually go over daddy house. And Bombastic was one of the album them where him did have, I always used to play it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So big up Shaggy too. Him do enough for Jamaica, enough for the industry.
True.
We can't.
Yeah, but him win already. Yeah.
We can't. No, brother. What may I say though? But big man thing, like a big man thing, whatever. Oh, whatever is the non-why.
Sad.
We have to big up them too,
Of
man.
course,
for
of
what
course.
them do.
Giants.
Jamaican music. Like we can't downplay it. We can't make it seem like the man them they just lucky and like because them light skin or
Yeah.
whatever. The man them put in them are two of the
Work.
hardest working man them in the industry.
There's no denying that.
You
For
know what I
real.
mean? And them man they show up on time for them appointments and them you ask them for the jingle, them do it. You know what I mean? It's like
Reliable,
them
dependable,
do the work.
professional.
Yeah, them put in the work. You know what I mean? So I have to big up the man them still. I know them have them studio them have them label them.
And they're
that we
building
love
and
see.
bringing up
That
people
we
too,
love
yeah.
see. You know, because when the artists them get them thing and not really do not with it, I have a problem with them too.
As you did I refer to earlier.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know what I mean?
Are you happy that there are no American reggae bands competing this year?
I mean, it's a good thing for Jamaica. It's a good thing. I am not one of the people and we're not the Americans for doing reggae.
I know you don't.
You know what I mean? But I do believe that them not necessarily have the same sound as we, for sure. You know, them can't play the music like we. But
The soul isn't there.
yeah, the soul where we have. Everybody have some type of soul, you know.
Yeah.
But our soul are different, you know, and that's just the reality. But I respect their business etiquette and their consistency and their grind. Because them man they see the gap. There was a gap left in the US touring market, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why them man they fill it, you
It
know.
was occupied.
And then build them thing. Them man they now run down a hit song, you know.
Me know.
Our thing is an urban model. Our thing is based on pop stardom. That's what we want. We want to make singles and make them into the biggest hit singles.
Yeah.
And then now, when we have single, we drop album, and then we go tour it. Them man, they start by touring. Them man, they create them sound in a them garage,
And
them
also
band.
cultivate a fervent
Fan base by touring. It's touring them do.
Niche,
And
if
them
you
go
will.
party with them fans after the show. We don't want nobody come backstage, come deal with it. You know what I mean? Them go party with them fans and hang out with them and build real relationships with them fans.
And that's why they're so loyal to them.
Them
too.
man,
actually
some
buy
of
them album,
Some
yeah.
of them man are making more money than for merch than some of the hottest artists in Jamaica. Merch alone.
Don't disbelieve.
Them man, they set up a whole store big like this when them dep on tour. And you walk in, you see items, all different female, male, kids, sweater, this, hat, rare, accessories, everything, vinyl, boom bang. Man, they clearing all 100 grand a night. Just
Wow.
merch.
Wow. US.
Madness.
Wow.
So there's a big world out there.
Yeah.
And I go up on tour with some of these bands. And I can tell you them love our music. I mean, he's not even the baddest singer.
No, they have to love it.
Imagine
They have to love
if me could have sing like Virgo and me go up on some of them tour. Yeah. Me clean up the place. What the man them doing? What are we doing? The man them revolution is going around with 2 tour bus. How much truck? How much truck them have?
2 truck.
2 semi truck. Them have RVs for staff. 4 tour bus it was. No, 2 tour bus? 3 tour bus. Zine?
Man, I have trouble. I remember almost.
Yeah, look, it's a lot.
The man them has set up some fest level stage every night. Them setting it up themselves.
Wow.
Them bring them own production.
Wow.
You understand? It's
I know.
a festival every night where we go. It's a festival. The show.
And it's their promotion.
Yes, it's their shows.
Wow.
You know, them probably link with a promoter for deal with certain aspects. Them delegate certain aspect of the business to people.
Yeah.
Because it's a economy. Everybody is eating food. You know, and them share management companies, them share labels, them share booking agencies, so that the younger acts tour with the bigger acts. So that when the younger acts them ready for do them headline shows, them going in bigger rooms.
Yeah.
Because them performing in front of 5. Revolution is between 2,000 and 20,000 every night.
That's a lot of people.
Every single night. Madness. And that's one of the top bangs. You have Slightly Stupid, you have Stick Figure, you have, you know what I mean? And then now you have different tiers where a Calibuds will go tour with a Revolution. But then when Calibuds are tour, he might bring a Elevators and he might bring a Mike Love and a Natalie Rice. And then them go out as a package. So Natalie Rice, where if she there tour by herself is a certain size room, she going in a bigger room now.
Yeah.
And she a perform her full set in front of a bigger audience.
So the
that when
industry
she
keeps
ready
going, yeah.
It's a sustainable model.
Yeah.
I have to commend them for that. How can I knock that? You know what I mean? Everything is not just about the sound of the music and thieving and culture, this and that. They're in the US. They're US citizens.
It's bigger.
Them have a right to go and perform for their people. Them have a culture of listening to reggae music. Them have a festival culture there. Where them camp out at festivals and them do this whole hippie type of culture thing. Them have bubbles and them have all kind of... It's a culture for them. They've been doing it for 30 years. Who am I to knock them and say, yo, only Jamaican acts them for bring pan that show?
Nah, that
That
goes to show the impact of the music. And how
Maybe it should be
far-reaching
at
it is.
least 50-50. I don't, you know what I mean? But come on.
But I got asked if them even let you inside of the tour bus. Like, they make us inside that.
I mean, yeah, for sure. But it was a weird thing. But when I toured Revolution, it was during COVID. So everybody had mask up and it wasn't that kind of, you know, fellowship kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But man, them cool. Eric cool. You know, him genuinely care about, you know, the Jamaican-ness of the music. You know, me and Kez was on him album, I think, Busy Too. And he was supposed to be touring with Steel Pulse, but them they drop out because of COVID. And, you know, me and Kez go up on the road with them and, you know, we shell it down.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the video.
And my touring thing step up after that because I'm in front of so many people every night.
And then people reach out and say, "Oh my God, I saw you on the Revolution tour." Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
but there's a thing too, because there's a Cali reggae touring scene to separate from, you know, reggae or Jamaican reggae.
Yeah.
You know, some people not like when I say Jamaican reggae, because reggae is Jamaican. But you know, just to be specific.
Yeah.
Because you go to some shows and they're like, them don't want to hear Revolution. You know what I mean? And then you go some shows and them don't know who Anthony B is. You know? So it's a different thing. But to me, if we can unify everything, because when I go up on the road, like you have Jamaican promoters out there where them are go put out flyers in all the Jamaican restaurants, and them are go do the local radio thing where the Jamaicans them listen to. But the white people in the city now gonna know about the show. Typically the Jamaicans them maybe them come all the vibes of the show, but maybe them not go buy no merch because that's just not the culture.
Yeah.
But the white people them know, them forward, them want to leave with something tangible. Them come buy out the merch. So it's like if we don't fuse the two things them together, then it's like you're left, because when a Jamaican are in the crowd, it's a different vibe. You know what I mean? It's a different vibe. So you're missing that kind of energy there. And you're missing that connection. Maybe the people them don't know, you know, all of the song them, and certain song them only know because they saw you at the last tour, and them don't know what is your big song them. So you want to fuse the energy, but the industry need to communicate. You know, there can't be this break between the Jamaican promoter them and the white promoter them and the this and the that, because we need everything to come together.
Yeah.
Because I can't depend on my song being the hottest thing in Jamaica for bring out every single Jamaican when I go DC. Because I can't depend on them for playing my music like that. You know what I mean? So we have to be strategic about how we navigate the thing.
Damn, it's stress.
It's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Stress.
It's a lot.
Give thanks again for passing through Kabaka.
Yeah, man.
Congrats on all the success that is
Enough
forward in
respect.
your way.
Enough
And more to
respect.
forward, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where
man.
can the people follow you?
And get the album if they haven't.
Yeah, I mean, all platforms, you know, whatever you use, I'm on it. I'm even on TikTok now, guys. You know what I'm saying? Doing
Can
my
I
thing.
see you dancing?
No.
I don't know why you go there, so. That guys, if you drop like some bars and TikTok bars. And,
Yeah, I mean, soon, you know, I've been touring and working on the album side. It's like, I don't ever get for going in my own zone,
okay.
you know, so. But I have like an interesting thing up there, you know.
I see we talked to you for how long, you know. I feel make up for the fact saying I've dropped no freestyle. All I go on, you kind of fuck up Freestyle Fridays. Because
Why?
because you're too good, brother. So it's like when we see your standard and we don't see what certain people are for, like, it don't make no sense we will continue. So that's why whenever we did bring it up with it that time, I say, kind of discontinue. Because the standard kind of chop out.
So it go, man.
Yeah,
So it go. We can't always be, we can't all be the accurate one.
See that?
This guy.
Alright, they might get too hard now. We need to run in front of them. Alright.
Where can they follow you?
Yeah, as I say, all everything. IG, you know,
Yeah.
you don't know Kabaka, just spell it right. It's not Kibaki.
You're-
It's not
People still
Kibaka.
do that? Wow.
Definitely.
Wow. Alright, people get that accurate.
But
Kabaka.
we still have some videos for the album to drop.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you drop up quite a number. Rastaman, Grateful.
Yes.
Which ones are drop?
Red on Red, Green and Gold.
So can we announce it, management? Yes. We did the video for Faded Away with Buju. Big up to Gargamel. My general.
He's actually in the video. You and him connect.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh
nice.
yes. Oh yes. Definitely. So we're looking forward to that. Big up to Samo, who he shot one video, two videos so far, but he was a creative director for the album. He designed the cover, did the photo shoots, all of that. Samo, he did a bunch of protege video them too. And him, you know, him have him history with Jesse and Janine and everything. So it's a youth a crucial tour we're doing. You know what I mean? So big him up as well. Yeah, and just big up the whole Get a Youths family. You know, everybody who pushing this album, all the DJs, the selectors, soundman, them big up everybody we got up on the cruise. We look forward to the cruise.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
You might just see we on the cruise, you know.
Oh, wow.
Never.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What happens on the cruise?
Stays on the cruise, that's how it go. All right.
It's not
You
Vegas.
snooze, you lose.
All right, people, a Kabaka Pyramid at the fix. So I end with some applause.
Give thanks and praise.
God's applause. That way that people. Keep going.